Hey everybody, it's the Elderly Brothers again. This is chapter 15, Larry. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
15.
And this is May 6th, 2025. I'm Artie. We always like to tell you our age to prove that we're elderly. I'm 89, and that's my brother on the left.
I'm Larry. I'm only 82.
And we have a guest today who's not even in his 80s. But
Hey, everybody, I'm Jerry Pizer, and I'm the kid on the block today at age 79.
Oh,
wow, you really are a kid.
you're about to complete 8 decades, though.
Yes. Looking
Well,
forward to it.
anyway, Jerry is here because he's a friend, but he's also here because he is a dentist, a retired dentist, but he's a dentist, and we think he'll have some interesting things to tell you about teeth and aging, if there's such a combination. I'm not sure.
I'm sure there is.
Well, my dentist told me, do you want to outlive your teeth, or you want your teeth to outlive you? And I said, I want my teeth to outlive me. So that's good. Anyway, so Jerry, give us an idea of what happens as we age to our dental facilities.
Well, certainly. I think I will start off just by saying, hey, it's really great being with you guys because we've got such good camaraderie and just enjoy chatting it up with one another. From a dental standpoint, I would start off our little conversation with a general term for everyone, and that is be true to your teeth or they will be false to you. That being said, I think we can really get into dive a little deeper with some of the things that may be helpful hints for everyone. You know, as we do age, a lot of different things happen to our bodies, as we know, and certainly teeth are no exception. They're an important part of the first part of where we really have so much enjoyment in life with chewing, eating, and just having a great time with all the wonderful foods that we all enjoy. Especially as we get older, it seems to be one of our favorite pastimes, having wonderful meals. So having good dental health is like super important, especially as we age. There are a couple of wonderful little hints that I can give everyone about that. Uh, some that you can do, some that you just can't do, and we'll even answer any questions later on if anybody writes in on comments, etc. To elderly brothers. I'll be happy to entertain all of them. But at this particular spot, I would say one of the first things lots of people start to look at is not really the function of their teeth, but the aesthetics of it. And some folks start saying, gee, I'm getting old and my teeth are getting ugly and yellow and this, that, and the other thing. Well, at this stage of the game, we can do lots of stuff for that, including tooth brightening and whitening. And I think you all know that there are lots of things on the market that do that. And your dentist probably has some really quick and easy ways to get those yellow looking teeth even brighter and younger looking for you. So if that's one of the things that you're interested in, your dentist can do that probably quickly and not really expensively either.
What's not really expensive?
Well, probably for about a couple of $100, you could get your uppers and lowers if they are your real teeth. That's important. But if they are your real teeth, you can probably get them brightened and looking really great in one or two treatments at the office.
Does that have to be done after two treatments? Do you have to keep doing it?
Usually, what you have to do at home is keep up with about a weekly application of some of the paste that your dentist will probably give you at that time. And one of the things to remember also as we're talking to the general public is prices and fees change throughout the country. And it's very difficult to even say how much anything will be. But the easiest thing to do would be just to call your local dentist and ask them over the phone approximately what tooth whitening would cost.
So
Uh,
I have a question.
Sure.
My dentist, I have my two back teeth here. She said they're going to have to pull them out because my jawbone was deteriorated and that they were loose. And I was wondering if there's a way to reinforce your jawbone.
Oh, well, that's a great question. Here's the quick answer on it. If your dentist is telling you that your jawbone is deteriorating, it may actually be that the gums and the bone that are the foundation for your teeth are deteriorating together. Usually the gums start to get weak and then the bone can start to disintegrate around that as well. If that's happening, there really isn't any easy fix to regrow bone. However, if there is a tooth that needs to come out and a possible replacement is in the future for you if you need it, what your dentist will probably recommend is placing some bone grafting inside your jaw. And then about 4 to 6 months later, they may go in there and be able to plant another tooth.
So,
Really, that's really interesting. I didn't know you could do anything like that. Is that deterioration, Jerry? It's nothing you can do to prevent that. That's just aging.
It really is just aging. On a preventative approach, it needs to really start when you're in your late teens or early 20s with fantastically, ultimately super duper types of home care to maintain the height of the bone and the health of the gums.
so
However,
excuse me for interrupting, but there's nothing like Bondo or, that stuff they can fix dents in cars with.
hey, I wish there was. It would really make life a lot easier for the patients and for the dentist. But
I'd like that much better.
yeah, nothing like that really holds up in the mouth. Remember, the mouth is a fluid environment, and everything just gets really knocked around really easily in there.
So,
My what she called a hygienist, I guess.
Yes.
And the last time I was there, we were just talking. I have a lot of plaque, and she said that plaque is a parasite, and that scares me. But it does come out. Is that the case? It's a parasite?
Actually, it's not a parasite, it's bacteria. Plaque is,
Oh, okay. That's probably what she said, actually.
yeah, and bacteria isn't as scary as a parasite would be for sure. And you can remove bacteria, and that's what your hygienist normally does when they're cleaning a little deeper than you can when you're back at home with your toothbrush.
so I asked my dentist as well why there can't be something, chemical that you could do that would kill that bacteria so you didn't get all that plaque.
Well, there are a lot of tooth fighting types of substances out on the market today. And again, over the counter, you'll see lots of toothpaste have anti-plaque fighting things in them per se. But there's nothing as good as just tooth scrubbing and teeth scrubbing to get all of that stuff removed and doing your normal flossing or even using one of those wonderful water picks to get the bulky stuff out from between your teeth so that bacteria doesn't form there.
I bought one of those little hooky picks
Yeah, yeah, those are
and
great. Those are
at a
great.
street fair in New York, and I use that about once a week and just chip that stuff out myself.
Well, there's lots of good things out on the market, and you just want to be careful not to hurt your gums anymore because if you do, then they'll even be looser and not hold up for as long as your life hopefully holds up. Here's one little type of device that's
Oh,
really
that's it.
that I use, and it's retractable and it comes out. It's almost like a little bottle brush, so to speak. And
Yeah.
place this right between your teeth and clean in between, and it really works pretty well.
What's that thing called, Jerry? It's got a name?
It does have a name. but it really skips me right this second what they're called. Probably a floss, not a floss pick, but I'll look it up. I'll see what it's called.
Okay. Do you have any idea how many people have false teeth?
Gee, I really don't. I really, really don't. But I do know that today, even people with false teeth can have like what we call upper plates and lower plates and have them anchored in with implants in the jaw so that they actually work and function as well as normal teeth would. It's
Wow.
really a wonderful technology and it's been proven to be very effective. As a matter of fact, one of our friends, our common friends, I have been talking to her for years about going in that direction. And she has resisted going for the treatment, I think mainly because of the cost factor. And because of that, she continues to just really kvetch a lot. You know what? Does everybody know what kvetch means?
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody knows fetching, I think.
yeah. So she
Some people
just
do.
loves living at the ripe age of 85, 86 with kvetching, whereas at her age, she could have the enjoyment of a 25-year-old once again with tooth implants uh, and her dentures.
I think fetch is a word that sounds exactly like what it is, you know?
It is. It is. Kvetching, I mean, there's no good translation for it. It's just kvetch.
It's onomatopoeic, is that I think that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Is
exactly.
that
I have another question.
Sure.
That is, how did it happen that you became a dentist?
Hey, that is a great question, too. And it is probably not the easiest thing to answer quickly, but I'll try to give you a quick synopsis. I was attending high school at a specialized high school in Manhattan called the High School of Art and Design. And I was on track to be either an architect or a commercial artist. And that is still my passion today at this ripe old age of 79. However, mom and dad didn't like the idea that I was commuting from Flushing, New York by train and bus into Manhattan every day to school. And they, after 1 year, said, "You've got to go back to your local school. We want you back there." And P.S., consequently, they didn't have those types of specialty courses that I was able to take in Manhattan. So I started to take science courses and math courses and tried to figure out what I could be creatively with my digital dexterity and with some science. And dentistry seemed to be the way to go. So that's kind of like the short story of it.
So did you enjoy it when you were doing it every day?
I found dentistry to be very, very enjoyable from one aspect, and that was the people aspect. I'm a real people person. I love being with people, and I used to enjoy having the staff and 10 to 15 patients a day through the office. And I love the business aspect of it tremendously. My partner, my life partner, and my partner in dentistry for all of those years was the real clinician. And he, in fact, was the cosmetic and restorative dentist par excellence. And I really learned after graduation most of my clinical skills from Dr. Joel Shaps's.
So were you one of those dentists that ask a question while somebody's mouth is like that and they
Of,
can never answer?
of course, that's one of the first things they teach you in dental school to talk to everybody when they can't answer you.
I can answer. It's well,
Exactly.
You can't even nod because then you get your face ripped off.
Absolutely. Right. Right.
I
yeah,
went to
I was just going to ask one kind of serious question. Years ago, volunteered at a clinic for people who they must have had 50 dentists there, people who had couldn't afford to go to a dentist. This was in Omaha, Nebraska, and the place was packed, and they were working like crazy all day long. And I talked to people. They said I was just kind of a translator a little bit in Spanish, but anyway, the you talk to people that said, well, "I've never been to a dentist." Or people said, "I was at a dentist like 20 years ago." How that must be the case with a lot of people, and that's in this country.
Oh, absolutely. One of the biggest fears that people have is going to the dentist. It truly, truly is. And uh, up until probably about maybe as recent as about 10, 15 years ago, that was the normal case of affairs because of all of the fear that they're going to inflict pain of some sort. And and your mouth is a very, very, very sacred part of your body, shall we say, and just having it exposed, fully exposed, and someone in there doing work is really a confrontational kind of situation and fearful.
But a
So
lot of these people, I don't know, they were afraid, but they lived in areas where there was no dentist, or they didn't have the money to go to a dentist, and they just didn't have any dental care. And yet, I don't know how many of them still had their teeth, but it looked like people had teeth at this thing. But
Yeah.
they probably all they did in their lives was brush their teeth.
Well, sure, sure. And again, culturally and in different countries, diets have so much to do with how the health of your teeth stand up throughout your entire life. There are some countries where the young children are almost nursed on sugar cane and consequently wind up with hardly any teeth in their mouth by the time they're adults. And there are other countries, more developed countries, as we all know, where people have spectacular smiles and healthy teeth throughout their lives, for sure.
I had a procedure, and I've forgotten the name. I talked to Artie about it once, where I went to, he's a specialist, and he took something and he jabbed all my gums, and then he'd write down a number about, I guess it was about receding gums or something. It was the most painful experience I've ever had in a dentist's office.
That's It's interesting to hear that that was so painful and so uncomfortable. It actually needn't be either. What that is he was measuring your gum tissue and the height of the bone around your teeth at that time with that instrument. To get today, the it's done with a sonic type of instrument so that they just touch the tooth and it gives the reading rather than having to poke all the way through and cause that discomfort and pain.
And I think he enjoyed it.
Well, that's another aspect of becoming a dentist. Over the years, I think some of them really become sadists for sure.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Did that hurt? No, it didn't. Okay, I'm going to fight a little harder. Did that?
How's that? Right.
Let me know when this hurts.
Until you start screaming, for sure.
Well, I think that this has been extremely informative. I hope that people tune this in because it's really great. I will have you again because there's obviously a lot more to say about gums, teeth, mouths, and dentistry. And enjoyed having you, Jerry. It's really good.
Well, thanks so much for having me. And I do look forward to being with you guys with another episode of Teeth. Being true to
Well,
them or being false to you.
I think we'll need more of these for sure.
Yeah.
Great. Good night, guys. Bye, guys.
Bye,
All right,
Jerry.
thank
Thanks
you.
again. Yeah.
So
That was great.
that was good. I think there is a lot more dental issues that could be discussed. We're done, right? More or
Yeah,
less
we're
for
done.
today. I
Yeah.
just wanted to say, and I think we need to say at the beginning, is if you watch this, uh, please give it a thumbs up if you think, or even a thumbs down. We'll just know that you watched it. And if you really liked it, share it, because then all your friends will see this.
And it's free. You can subscribe for free.
You
So
can subscribe for free.
but
And
we really want to hear from you because we think we're incredible, but we might be just tragic. Who knows?
well, it's been fun. I love you, my brother.
Love you, my brother.
We'll do this again maybe Friday.
Friday we'll do it again. Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.